Yeah, we're live. We're here. We are in the LabCoatAgents group. I'm so excited today to present Emma. Emma, you are a fabulous architect, interior designer, and so many realtors know you in your state. But you know what? What I'm going to do to all our participants who's here, tell us where you're from. I'd love to know in the chat here. Let us know where you're from. Where? Let's see. Here we go. All right.
I'm from Reno, Nevada, and I know some out there are from my area as well. So hi, you guys.
So we have somebody from Stephenville, Texas. Thank you for attending. Torrance. Yes, Torrance, California. I am excited to talk to everyone and share what wonderful education that Emma can give us. Atlanta, Georgia. Wow. That's awesome. What else do we have, guys? You can just let us know where you're from. And by the way, to everyone out there, just FYI, we are being recorded. The replay will be available in our YouTube, on our YouTube channel with LabCoatAgents. So hello, Sandra. We've got someone from Cincinnati, Michigan, Torrance. Where else? Gosh, we've got so many of you guys here. We've got Stephenville, Texas. We've got Louisville, Kentucky. Nice one. Okay. So from everywhere, right? This is good. This is very good. I love it. Okay, so we're going to go right into it. Talking to Emma. She's an architect. And Emma, what is your last name, by the way? So sorry.
It's Auriemma McKay.
Okay, Auriemma McKay. I know there's a reason why I left it off.
That's why everybody thinks they have a hard time saying it. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so let me introduce everyone to Emma and vice versa. So tell us a little bit more about who you are, where you're from, and how long you've been doing this, Emma.
Well, I'm from Reno, Nevada, and this new education piece is fairly new. I have been an architect forever, and I thought I was giving my clients, before they came to me, kind of a list of questions to get their thoughts together. So when we met at first, we could really, get right to it. And I thought, well, gee, that might be an interesting workbook to get out to the world. And, at that time I was thinking print. That's how long ago that was. And now, everything's virtual.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing a virtual program for homeowners who are going to remodel, which will kind of get their thoughts together and just understand the process, because every client that came, it was either their first time or maybe they'd done it before and didn't have, an easy time of it. So the whole thing was to have people really enjoy the process and get what they want. And my little tagline was stress-free remodeling, because you should have a nice time, not get all stressed out. Well,
I think one of our attendees is saying there's no screen. Are you guys able to see Emma and myself here? I just want to make sure, because we just got someone saying you cannot see us. So I want to make sure. Okay, great. Jesse, thank you. All right. Great. Okay. So sorry for that.
Great.
We're okay.
So as I was telling people about it, my real estate friends were going, wow, that's really great information. We can use that. So I thought, okay. So I have created a program for you guys that's kind of more on the design side, because way back when I was flipping homes, these are the techniques and skills that I use to make a property appealing, so it would sell quickly, because that was the whole point. And as I was doing this program, I thought, we kind of do similar things, believe it or not, because we have to get to know the clients really well. We have to educate them what the process is about. We have to guide them through the process, because sometimes it could be a little rocky. And then we're both dealing in real estate, right?
Right.
Very differently.
Right.
You're selling them the actual product, and I'm kind of designing their dream home and designing their envision.
Yeah.
So, so what the program is, what I've been teaching is how, a little bit of a different perspective when you're showing a house. As we said, you've got to get to know your clients really well. So say somebody likes to have coffee in a sunny little nook in their house. And maybe that's what they want to have in their new house. So as you're walking through the house you're showing them, try and find that little nook where they can have their coffee. You know,
Right.
it's trying to get that emotional connection.
So basically what we're trying to do here is not only sell them the home, talk to them about how they feel when they're walking
Yes.
into a home.
Yeah.
What is most important to them when they're walking in? Now, we as agents do these interviews, obviously, with our clients, you know, and we do our buyer consultations, and we get to know them a little bit more of what your needs are, what your wants are. When you find that out and you're looking for these homes and you're designing these homes, it's so interesting to see different areas in a home that you can possibly make that coffee nook, like you just said, right?
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that design. Like, what is that? And I'm sure that's a creative side in you, right? But you know, when you're teaching this program, tell us a little bit of strategies that sell, you know, that help us sell. Give us a little bit of strategies that you know, help us sell these homes.
Okay, well, first, it's kind of going into ourselves and thinking of a place that we really love to be in. You know, it might be like our living room, or maybe it's somebody else's home, or maybe it's been in a wonderful hotel we've been in. And when you think about it, you know, there are certain aspects about that place. You know, maybe, Janka, do you have a place in your home that you just love? It feels really good?
Janki, me.
Janki, oh.
Yes, I love my sunroom. I love to be in my sunroom. It's nice and big, and you know, yes.
So what do you like about it? What makes you feel so good?
You know, it's peaceful there. It's quiet there. It's light, bright, and airy. I can see the hills from there.
Oh, nice.
You know, I just take my morning coffee, and it's going towards my backyard, so I can walk towards my backyard and, you know, have my morning coffee there.
Nice. So that's that peaceful feeling.
Right.
So when you find that out from your client, you know, that's part of that, describing the house in their terms. It's that peacefulness, the openness, the light, you know, and seeing outside. So you have all that vocabulary in your head. So part of it is saying that back to them when you're, you know, show, oh, here's the living room with those great windows and outside, and it's very peaceful here. And then also, I always say that a home has three really great qualities that can help it sell. One is the light quality, and we know windows provide light. Also skylights, you know, that can bring in light too. So if the place is dark, you can suggest, well, you can put a window here, or you can put a skylight here to help liven it up. And also, if there's not enough access outside, windows can easily be made into doorways. So you can always keep that in mind as well. The other big thing is floor plans. You know, recently everybody wanted open floor plans, but now things have changed a little bit, right? Everybody's looking for their office space, a study space. So there might be ways to break up some of those big open spaces. I used to work for big hotel interior design firms, and we did ballrooms and meeting rooms, and every one of those had those movable panels. So maybe that's going to be something new that's going to come about to make some of those areas divided up. And then it's thinking about the home a little differently. If the home that you're looking at doesn't have enough, say, bedrooms for their workspace, maybe if the laundry room is really large, that can be a great office room. So you have to think and see things a little differently.
Right, and you would split the laundry room and make it a you'd make it an office nook there, maybe.
Right, kind of multi-function space. So things a little differently. And then the other thing is features. You know, one wonderful thing is fireplace. Everybody wants fireplaces, and not only in living rooms or family rooms, but it's popular now in bathrooms, in bedrooms, everywhere. And some of the ones that they have now are electric. So it's just like cutting a hole in the wall and plugging it in, you know, for under probably $1,000. So features can be great, or even maybe a textures wall of stone, you know, depending on the kind of feeling the house has or they want to have it. So those three things I think are pretty much the design ideas that you can use.
Wow. There are not more than three that you just gave us. You gave us a ton of, qualities, I mean, that's amazing. Like for bright light and airy, you can suggest skylights or windows, like you said, floor plans. Talk to us a little bit more about, like, you mentioned movable panels, right?
Yeah.
Would it be those panels that you divide the rooms with? Is that what you're referring to?
It depends on the condition. If usually the homes have trusses above, so there isn't any structural member. So the panels I had in mind were actual movable panels. They're very well soundproofed, so it can be really great for dividing space. But there were some pictures that I have in a presentation when I give little lunch and learns with kind of a lower door height. And that would be a perfect place to put those panels. And if not, you could maybe use movable screens. There's those wonderful in more traditional design, the Chinese ones, but you can maybe have special ones made that are actually soundproofed, with good insulation and that kind of thing.
Very nice.
But, talking about floor plans too, I didn't want to forget that. I have a couple of slides I can show you to show some ideas. So let me just share the screen here. So I know another thing too, where people have so many family members that maybe moved in, or their elderly parents are with them now, and they need some extra space. So you may find a house where you can actually just slightly modify the floor plan to accommodate what you need. So look at the front 2 rooms on the bottom there. Okay, now you see the new plan on the right. All that we had to do there was remove the walls between those 2 rooms. The bathroom was in the perfect place. You could just put a door or a wall in that hallway. And again, there was a window where the door is outside, and that's a perfectly contained unit, nice and private. If you have your elderly parents or adult kids who move back. So that's a nice way to make, say, a casita without actually having to build a new structure.
Wow.
And here's another floor plan. Can you see in this plan where that might?
That would be right on the right side?
On the bottom, yep. Yeah, see. So you can, my little cursor's not working, but right by the stair, you can put another doorway, or where that opening is in front of the stairway, you can put doors or wall there, and then change the door from the bathroom to the other way. Simple modification. Again, you can get a nice private area. And then sometimes in older homes, you might find funky arrangements. And on the left, you can see the door location you entered and you're walking right into the sink. By just shifting that door, that couple of feet, you can get a really nice vanity and storage and that kind of thing. So that's the kind of ideas, I'd like to have people keep in mind so they can sell those homes faster.
Those are some great ideas. I mean,
yeah,
I'd love to. Why don't you just come to my house and
okay.
Okay. So that is, those are great ideas. We talked about strategies of, and one of those strategies that you just shared with us would be, to design a little bit of a floor plan, or to give your clients a vision, right? So many of us are visual people, and we need to kind of visualize it. So thank you for that. Tell us a little bit about, the program that is approved, the 3 general continuing education credits that you have in Nevada right now.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's been well received. And it's a 5-module part. The first one, we go into kind of connecting with the clients like we talked about earlier here. And for me as an architect to really understand how they live, I have to ask a lot more questions. So I have a list of questions that you can have for your resource. I've got lots of downloads of resources in the program as well. So that's kind of the first part. And then the second part, I talk about doing research on the properties. If it's in a planned unit development and 10 years old, there's probably not a whole lot of research you need to do. But I have a great story where a friend of mine asked me to come look at a house that she had listed. And it was, kind of a regular ranch house. It was a little old, outdated, a step down to the living room, a step up to the dining room. But as we walked around in the back, it had an unattached room. And I said to her, well, can you put a bathroom in there? And she said, I don't know. So I did some research, and yes, you could have a bathroom. Had to do a little bit more research with the health department, because to do that, you had to increase or add a new septic tank. But the fact that you can put a new bathroom in there increased the price of the property. So, when there's opportunities like that, do a little digging with the building department, and you can find out some interesting things, again, to help the increase of the property. And also what I did for her too was, there wasn't a great master suite. So I did a sketch for her to have on hand too, to show the possibilities. So I think with the bathroom and the new addition, and also the idea was to take the ceiling out in the living and family room. I think it was about $150,000. And that's, with comps and the return on investment, you have to evaluate if this is going to be a long-term residence or if they're going to sell it in a few years. But you guys, know all that kind of good thing. So, again, doing a little research, you can find out some really interesting things. The next part is the juicy part. That's where we get into all the creative thinking, like we talked about just now, and the floor plans. And, that's just the fun of it. And I think it just, you see so many properties, and I can walk in anywhere, because I've gone to friends who had opening into multi-million-dollar properties, and there's always something to change. So if you can help that, to keep up to date and things, I think that can help too.
Very nice. I know you have a design service. You said with her design services, you can help homeowners transform their home into a dream home to express who they really are and how they live, right? Yes. You told us a little bit about your digital program. Can you dive a little bit deeper into that for our audience?
For the homeowners, that one is more about how to get your project started. And the first thing and the theme throughout is the budget and the financing. Right. I always say you want to make sure you can be fit to remodel. So it's your financing to meet your budget, your ideas, your ideas to meet the budget, and then the T is your team and your timeline. So the program just helps the people get their ideas together. Again, there's lots of handouts and exercises, and then just explains the whole process. And, they probably hired an architect, and they're writing checks, and then all of a sudden nothing's happening, and they're wondering what's going on. And so explaining that there's a lot of coordination that we have to do to get the permit. And then the important thing of that program is helping them with strategies to find the right contractor and the right professionals that are going to help them, because not every contractor's the same contractor. There's some that love to do details, and some just like to build it and get it done. So that's a big thing to know about the kind of project you're having, to hire the right kind of contractor.
Right. We talking about our property, like I said before, my daughter is a flipper, and my husband and my daughter kind of designed our home. We actually bought a fixer-upper, and I was just like, no, I don't have any creative mind behind this, but they did, which turned out to be beautiful right now. And it opened up, but again, of course, I want to redesign it. So, to walk us through, when someone is not happy with a certain layout because they've already done all this, now they have to want to redo it. What kind of guidance would you give them, or does your program have? And I know realtors, would probably have this question as well, is that they've completely remodeled their home, but now they want to change something about it. They need to make some moves to it. They don't want to spend that kind of money all over again, right? I mean, because it does get costly.
Sure.
What are the simple techniques that you would kind of give us a few examples, simple techniques that you would guide us through?
Well, it would be, I think that kind of situation, it would have to be a conversation one-on-one. It's hard to do an overall, this is what you can do, because we don't know what you have. It depends on what they've done. I'm trying to think of a situation. Maybe they put a wall in the wrong place, and now things are cut off too much. Right. So instead of taking the wall out, if it's structural, that's a big deal. You have to get permits, you have to put a lot of engineering back into it, but you can put just an opening in the wall to get that visual connection again. So that could be one thing. I'm just thinking, with COVID now, if your home doesn't have enough bathrooms, maybe a minor thing you can do if there's enough room. Again, it depends on the situation, but dividing the shower area from the toilet area. So two people can use that facility at one time instead of, holding up the whole bathroom with one person. Right. So that kind of thing.
Those are some great tools, the techniques. Yeah. Thinking out of the box a little here. Yeah, absolutely. What other things can you share with us? So there's another program that you've created, Ultimate Home Remodeling Blueprint.
Right. That's the one I was just referring to, where that helps a homeowner get ready to go through the process. Okay. And I think that's so important. And that could be a great gift the realtors can offer for their clients, who are going to do that. I know you guys always want to give extra value. So having them, just leaving them selling the house and say, good luck, this is something that can give them some support to get ready for that process.
For the next process, or the next.
Right. It was to remodel.
Yeah, that is. Oh my gosh, that is value in itself right there.
Yeah. And I also have a book. It's called Homeowner's Guide to Stress-Free Remodeling. And that's kind of a summarized version of the big program. And that's on Amazon as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now that book, give us a little bit of a few nuggets out of that book. Just a little bit of information about that.
Yeah, I think mostly it's that the being fit to remodel. Again, I stress the budget. It's just making sure you know what you're dealing with, because the biggest thing is people think, oh, I have $150,000 to remodel. Right. You don't, because there's fees, the permit fees, the contractor fees, architect's fees, the finishes and all that kind of thing. And then the other really important thing is to consider is to have a good amount for a contingency fund. And that is for if things go wrong. If you watch those HGTV shows, I don't know if they ever look at the house before they start, but there's always something that comes up. And this way you're financially prepared to finish your project.
Right. And then correct me if I'm wrong on this, Emma. I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry about that. But isn't there a rule of thumb, 20% to keep in your, the 20% padding for any kind of miscellaneous cost you may have?
Yeah, it goes from 15 to 25, depending on the size of the project, but I would at least make accommodation for that. Yeah.
That would be a buffer as well.
Yeah, because there's the rule of thumb. You could easily figure out what your costs are. In the program, there's, I think in the book too, there's basic rule of thumb. You take the square feet of what you're going to remodel, and even if it's existing feet that you're not actually building, times the square cost per square foot. There's a resource online, value versus cost, I think it is, and it gives you estimated costs from different areas in the country. So you can kind of estimate what your construction cost is going to be. And then, oh gosh, I can't remember the other percentages, but I think the construction costs may only be about 64% of your total budget. So that's kind of a guideline to go by.
Yeah, absolutely. That does help us as well.
Yeah.
So and again, this is how we can guide our clients, right? How can we educate our clients even more to, if they look at a property and they say, oh my God, there's so much work to be done. Well, don't be nervous about that. Let's try to work and see how we can get a contractor in and talk to a contractor. But at the same time, keep in mind that material cost, that's also an added cost. And, that's why we say the 15 to 25% buffer that you would definitely need for such kind of remodeling. Process and process of remodeling depends, right? I mean, it also depends on the budget. It also depends on the time, right? How long do you have? And I think you share all of that information in your book as well. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
One thing I want to make a point, though, you said about bringing the contractor in to ask about, they're not designers.
They're not.
So please don't hire a contractor to design your home. Professionals like myself can really see and maximize your existing floor plan. So, even just for an hour for a consult, to have somebody look at the floor plans to really see the best way you can plan it out. Because I don't know how many, when I've been looking for homes or to rent or to buy, the crazy floor plans you come across, and you don't want to do that.
Right. And do you travel, Emma? Do you travel to different, I mean, if a realtor from Alabama needed you there?
Oh, well, nowadays we can't. And I don't, now we learned we don't have to, we can do visual tours.
Right.
And yeah, all I need are a set of floor plans,
Good to know.
Whether they sketch it out by hand with dimensions, I can draw it up to scale, or most places, unless they're before like 1985 or 1980, the building department should have their floor plans. So, I can help with ideas from anywhere, which is really fun.
See, I am so glad I asked that question. So all we would need to do is email you a set of floor plans.
Yeah.
Even, some kind of design, a layout of their home, and then you'll be able to take it from there.
Yeah, exactly. And even we can do that with the exterior too. In that slide, I had a couple fun elevations. There was one in a really nice neighborhood that wasn't selling. It was kind of browned and dark. And so we just painted it a brighter color, kind of a tan color, and made a new entry structure, and it's sold for higher than asking. So just by little tweaks in the elevation can be done too. And there was another photo that was just kind of a salt box house, and it had a little bit of an entry with some pillars. So as a little add-on, I added some shutters, a little bit more detail to that portico, and it looked great. So, even just with photographs, we can make some changes too.
That's awesome. So another quick question, I know that, I wanted to definitely get into this a little bit deeper, was the program that you have right now that is approved with 3 general continuing education credits in Nevada. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that program.
Well, that one, we talked about the connections, the research.
Right.
Excuse me. And then the artistic part. And then the last 2 parts are talking about the return on investment. So I go through all those great ideas that we had, adding a window, adding making a window into a door, estimated costs on that, because I know you guys can get in trouble with liabilities telling somebody you can do this and for how much. So it's just figures, to help somebody if they are going to remodel, to figure out what they're going to need to remodel so they can get their mortgage and, kind of bundle that and have enough money to do what they want. So there's a lot of good information on that. Again, there's handouts for your resource. The other interesting thing, I almost forgot about this, was there's some remodels, depending on what you're doing, can be you can get tax credits or like sustainability, green building and that kind of thing. I've got resources in there where you can go and apply and see if you can get some money back for some of the improvements you're doing, which is great for people to know about.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And then the last part is talking about, again, the contractors and professionals, just for a little bit of background, because again, most people don't know that there's different kinds of contractors. Like I say, some love to do details and are good at it. And so if you get a guy who just likes to do, you know, 4 walls and put a couple of recessed lighting in, and you want to do a lot of built-ins and fancy work, you know, he's not the guy to hire. So, you know, just a little bit of background on that.
You definitely need someone that has that eye.
Oh, yes.
That architectural eye, the vision. I am not, like I said, I don't have the creative eye.
But I can help you. You see, you go through the program and you'll get some ideas.
That is amazing because, you know, you always want someone on your team to do this, right? You always need this. It's a tool that we can offer our clients, another tool that we have in our toolkit. And when our clients actually ask us, what more can you provide us with? What other, you know, if I'm looking for, you know, someone to help us design our home, right? Or help us, we have no vision, help us, you know, see what the floor plan is like and how to come up with different ways of working it. That's when you come in. And I know your main thing is helping realtors help their clients with their vision.
Right.
And I know that you also have a podcast.
I do. And what's kind of fun with that, it's different than I would say a regular real estate podcast. I do similar what you guys do with LabCoatAgents. And I have to tell you, I am so glad I found you. I just love all the information that you provide. And it's so great. And it even helps me as an architect, you know. So doing these online programs, I had a coach that helped me, and I was exposed to this whole virtual coaching business thing. And there are so many amazing people in that group. And that's what I bring to the podcast. There are marketing strategists. There are people who do social media content. So there's all this information that you're usually not getting in your ethics and your contract classes. You know, I'm bringing in kind of the extra value, or just to help you think about your things that you're doing anyway, but just maybe help you understand it a little bit differently and add some value for you. So I'm just having a blast with that. I've had some amazing guests on there. And like I said, it's all to add value for your business. And I'm just it's so fun, and I'm just thrilled with it. Every person I interview, I learn something too. So it's really fun.
To add value, you know, that's what I love to hear, because we're in the business of helping our clients grow their investments, their portfolios.
Right.
Even if our clients are looking for investment properties, how can we help them? How can we, help them grow that investment and not to be afraid of something that needs a little bit of fixing? Now, I know realtors know this, right? I mean, realtors know that, hey, if there's, carpets to be done or something simple, that's easy said and done with. But when it comes to remodeling, it does need a creative mindset behind it.
Right.
And you hit it right there, is that you said that all you need, you can help realtors anywhere. All you need is a set of floor plans, right? What else am I missing here that we should talk to our audience about? Is there anything in particular that that I've missed, so to speak?
Well, I think what I wanted to mention about the I just lost my thought. Well, one thing I did want to mention was kind of as an extension to the podcast. Next week, I'm starting a giveaway for 2 weeks. Yeah, and it's kind of like a summit. I don't think anyone in the real estate industry has done this, because as I was contacting people to contribute, they were, what? So it's somewhat like a summit where you get amazing information from people. And sometimes they offer bonuses. So what the giveaway is, I've got some amazing people contributing resources. And so all you have to do is go to the page and you'll be offered, maybe there's 15, 20 amazing gifts for you. It's all free. And again, it's added value for you. One thing you were talking about, growing your wealth and the real estate, is I've got some great guests, I think I have and have coming up, who are real estate investors, you know, and you guys are in the perfect position to grow your wealth in business and even help your clients, you know, with growing their wealth and to be real estate investors. So there's just great information, and I think you'll grade it. I just interviewed somebody this morning who has a totally new way of making money and selling real estate that you'll love. I'm not going to reveal it because you have to go and find out.
Yes, give us some more information about where we need to go to get these giveaways, you know.
Yeah, just go to stressfreeremodeling.com/giveaway. So it's stressfreeremodeling.com/giveaway. And it starts next Monday. So you won't, as you sign in, you won't get anything till next week, till we're all wrapped up and have everybody involved. But starting next week for 2 weeks till November 9th, those gifts will be available. You can take one or you can take them all. I would take them all because they're all great.
So stress free, I'm just putting it in the chat box here, remodeling. So stress-free remodeling.com
/giveaway.
I typed it in wrong the last time. My apologies. There we go. Okay. So I know that Linda had asked, she says she has to leave. However, she wanted to know more about your class. So can we find out more about Emma's class?
It does run live stream from time to time. I don't have a date set up. My computer is, I think, dying, so I have to get a new computer before I do another virtual class. But the class is available online. If you go to realsuccessmentor.com. realsuccessmentor.com. It tells you all about the program there, and you can sign up for it there.
Okay, realsuccessmentor.com. And then we have, okay, so I've got a few things here.
Okay. And if you like, if this is okay to say, yeah. If you have that same address and just put /secrets, there's a resource in there talking about what we talked about with the windows, light, floor plans, and features, and some prices connected with them. So it's a real nice little resource for you if you'd like to grab that.
Okay, so we've got the realstressfreeremodeling.com right here. I don't know if that's the right link. You might want to check that, Emma. Is that the right?
Let me have a look here.
Okay. I'm just getting this information for you guys here. And then stress-free remodeling.com.
Yeah, so you have the stressfreeremodeling.com. It's not remodeling, it's the first line, the stressfreeremodeling.com remodeling. That's not valid. The second one, the stressfreeremodeling.com giveaway, that's good. Okay. And then the realsuccessmentor.com is good.
Okay. Perfect.
And then the last one, if you just put a / after .com, secrets, and that'll bring them for the
All right, guys, bear with us. We're just putting all these links here for you guys. Right, so I have this one, and here's another link for you guys. So I've got stressfreeremodeling.giveaway. Right, Emma?
Yeah, you've got it right on the top, stressfreeremodeling.com giveaway. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Great.
So those are a few links that you guys can just click and go and have a very good time. What else are we going to talk about, Emma? Tell us a little bit more about how did you get into this? You know, where did this vision start? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it was with that notebook that was going to be a workbook that was going to be in print that led me into this whole virtual world. And like I say, it's a little bit different mind shift. You know, there's a lot of woo-woo people. There's a lot of amazing business people involved. And the smart thing I did was to work with a coach, to work through this process, because, you know, it's like with anything, if you don't have the right person and if you don't have the right guidance, it's going to take you a lot longer, because I was messing around with the idea for a couple of years and then, you know, really worked through it a lot faster.
And
So,
everything takes time, right? I mean, no matter
yeah,
what. I mean,
yeah.
you know,
And it,
beginning in the business, or whether you're always there, you know, I always tell my team, you know what, everything takes time. As long
right.
as you focus on getting it done.
Yeah. And for me, this was all writing, you know, making the program, it was writing. And I draw for a living, not write. So it was a challenge, you know, to get that skill in order too. So yeah, it was just a really interesting process. And like I said, the spur of the idea coming, you know, dealing with realtors was just, it made sense. Like I said, you know, me having flipped homes, everybody, both of us deal with real estate, and by helping you guys can help the end homeowners, you know,
Right.
have the home they love in the end. So it just made sense. It was just a nice symbiotic relationship, so to speak.
Right. That's awesome. And how long have you been an architect?
Well, since my school days, my college days. But
Wow.
I had, when I was about 12, I guess, I had my uncles, some of my uncles were in the building trades. I had one that was a mason. My father was a wannabe contractor. We remodeled our basement and our attic, you know, so I kind of had my hands in that from an early age. And I used to draw floor plans.
Yeah.
My favorite one was kind of a donut shape with a space in the middle. That was my claim to fame in those days.
Wow.
And I loved artwork, and discovered Leonardo da Vinci. So I wanted to be like him, not the engineer part, but the artist and the architect.
Yeah.
So that was my hero.
Always have a vision, right? You have that vision,
Right.
and you're getting there. So, but like I said earlier, beginning of our webinar here, architect and interior designer, and you're known as a realtor's architectural advisor and the homeowner's a dream home manifesto, right? Tell us
Yes.
a little bit about that. I mean, you've told us so much, but give us a little bit more information about home manifesto. What do you mean by that?
Well, it's anyone who's either lived in their home for a long time and needs to update, you know, the house isn't working for them, either their family has grown or shrunk. You know, that's where I can help them with their floor plan. And even now too, you know, people have different criteria. So they may look at their home and, you know, what they need may not work for them. So they might have to move on to a larger house. So that's the kind of thing I can help them with. You know, I'm really good at taking what their vision is and creating it for them.
Yeah.
And for the realtors, in a sense, I do that for them too. You know, if they have a property that is having a hard time selling, I don't think that's the case now, but
Right now, yeah,
if the market changes again, you know, I can help them envision how it can be great. In fact, I offer a service, property value optimizer, where I can do that, you know, whether it's just the elevation or just suggestions through the house. If they have floor plans, we can have a look at that too. So it's making the home work for them, because I believe everybody should live in a home they love.
absolutely.
You know, our environment is so important to us. There were statistics that we spend 75% of our time in home. Now I think it's 95%. And our surroundings, you know, really have a big impact on our emotional state and psychological state. So it's really got to be a great place for us.
And home is where the heart is at the end of the day.
Exactly.
I think we need to understand the emotions of home selling and home buying when it comes to real estate. You know, as realtors, if we don't have that emotional side in us, we can't always look at, you know, the numbers for, you know, the client or us. We have to consider and know that we're in an emotional business as well. It's very emotional for our clients, right? Especially our buyers who are looking to buy and sell. We need to make sure that, you know, they understand that, hey, because of low inventory, there's not as many homes, but if there's a home that's been sitting on the market for so long, how can an architect such as Emma, come in, just send her the floor plans and have her help us design what the client might be wanting and have the client connect with Emma.
Right, right. Well, it's, like we started in the beginning, that feeling, where
Right.
I asked you about, you have that peaceful feeling in your sunroom. And that's kind of the client experience, as they're coming through the house, they're having all these emotions. It's somewhat like artwork, some pieces will grab you, and that's what homes are like. That's what architecture is about. It's the experience, it's emotions. So it's a very powerful thing.
Yeah. And we sometimes tend not to, understand the energy of a home as well, right?
Yeah.
When you walk in a home, I always teach this to my agents, is that you have to let the client walk in and experience the energy. We tend to talk a lot when we're showing homes, but have them feel the energy of a home, feel the walk. And if there's a wall right there, how can they take that wall out, and what can we help them visualize as realtors? I think a lot of us need to learn that skill as well. And then, of course, again, have someone with your kind of an eye saying, okay, this is what we could do, and this is how we can do it.
Yeah.
A lot of times we miss that step. And then we just sell them the home, and then that's it. And that's something I don't like. I think it's very important to make sure that we have the right team, the right people in place to help our clients, even after the close of escrow.
Yeah.
Emma, your book, Homeowner's Guide to Stress-Free Remodeling, that will definitely be a very good gift to give away to your clients,
Right.
someone that's not looking now to remodel, but maybe in the future, right? That's, maybe 1 or 2 years from now, that is something you can give away as well. And then the three general continuing education credits in Nevada that we talked about. I know you were talking a little bit more to me about opening up in different states.
Yeah, I hope to do that. That was the initial plan. I kind of test marketed, so to speak, here. So I've got actually the application just about finished for California, but for the testing, you have to pass a little quiz, but I have to do some tech stuff to get that to meet their requirements, and then it's ready to go.
Oh,
so
wow.
Hopefully early next year, you'll have it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So 3 general continuing education credits. So if you're a realtor and you need to continue your education, of course, we over here in California, it's every 4 years, where we need to continue our education. This would be an accredited class for it.
Yeah, once I get it approved, right? Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. And then we would just, you would be teaching that class.
Well, it would be available online. And like I say, I'll be scheduling some virtual ones probably in the new year when I get my new computer. So on the website, you can find the new dates on there.
Okay, so if anyone has any questions, this would be a great time for you guys to ask. But I know that one question that had come in earlier was about the floor plan. Okay, so I think here's another question that came. I have a floor plan for a client. How much would a consultation cost?
Well, we can see how much there is, and then we can talk about it.
Okay, so Linda, that's your answer right there. What is the best way to get a hold of you if Linda, wanted to get a hold of you?
You can just email me. This is a long one. It's my name, Emma Auriemma at msn.com. So it's Emma, EMMA, AUR, IE, MMA, at msn.com.
Okay, I have just check if that is correct, Emma. I just put it in the chat box.
That's it.
Right, perfect. Okay, any other questions we have? Let me just scroll through the chat. In the meantime, if you have anything to say, Emma, for sure, go for it. I'm just going to see if we have any questions here.
Yeah, this has been wonderful having me. Thank you so much. And I hope I've offered value to everyone. And yeah, if there's any questions, please contact me. I'll be happy to see how I can help.
Wonderful.
You and your clients.
Wonderful. Okay. And I know there's another question that is just that came in. When do you plan to give away the giveaway?
That starts next Monday on the 26th. But you can go ahead and sign up with that, the stressfreeremodeling.com/giveaway. You can do that today. And then on Monday, you'll get the page with all the gifts that you can get.
Okay, wonderful. And then I think that was it. All right. So
Great.
any last words that you'd like to say, share with our audience here?
Well, I have to tell you that I totally admire what you folks do. I didn't until my mom sold our family home about 6 years ago, and we were lucky to find an amazing real estate agent. My mother was moving within a month. I mean, this all happened so fast, and she just got everything organized, the stager and the whole deal. And I just never realized the vast amount of information that you have to know and all the processes you have to go through. So I just want to say how I totally admire what you do.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you actually for, on behalf of all the realtors out there. Thank you for saying that, because yes, it feels good when clients value,
Yes.
who we are and what we do for them, because we most of us, we do like to go above and beyond for our clients. And, thank you for your time, Emma. I really appreciate
Pleasure.
it. It was so fun,
Great.
kind of picking your brain and knowing the architectural side. I will definitely be calling you very soon. So I would love to kind of talk about my home as well with you. But thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And I don't think anyone else has any questions. Once again, thank you so much for your time.
This has been great fun. Thank you.
Absolutely. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.